Researchers at the University of Chicago have reported that for two arm amputees, stimulation of the nervous system produced realistic sensations of touch. The men, who both lost an arm in traumatic injuries, received implants containing electrodes. The implants were attached to nerves which would normally communicate with the hand. The device, known as a neuroprosthesis, mimics the input and output of the nervous system. The research was published in the Science Translational Medicine Journal on October 26th.
Hello world, my name is Santiago Restrepo, and today I will be giving a presentation on the merging of humans and machines. Hopefully the video that was presented before gave you guys a better understanding of the topic that I will be discussing. This is going to be centered around amputees regaining sensation and mobility control, whether it be prosthetic limbs or a digital screen that reflects the limb that they are trying to move and flex, while also giving the amputee a sensation of touch. This slide will be talking about how we are basically in a fast-moving trend that's supporting the emerging of human-machine symbiosis. We need to move from hardware and software to wetware, and the progress being made in the field of neurotechnology. Unfortunately, we are striding towards a future that will give machines unprecedented roles in virtually every aspect of our lives. It's very common to see machines automating jobs that we used to be able to fill those roles. And as we progress, we are now finding ourselves being replaced by machines. And sadly, this is a momentum that will not cease to gain increase nor speed anytime soon. In fact, we have yet to hit the peak of machine symbiosis. We are already pretty connected to the web. Our phones have us attached to the internet on a 24/7 basis. Some of us use our computers on a daily basis, whether it's a tablet, your phone. There's numerous ways to be connected. And in this field of neurotechnology, we are basically progressing toward a wetware era in which we will be physically, whether it's implantation of a chip or wearing some sort of device that aids in whatever aspect it is that computer, program, machine, software to wetware will do. Over the past few years, neuroscientists armed with new high-resolution neural recording and stimulating devices have begun to decode the electrochemical signals in the brain. It is now possible to compose and deliver instructions that direct neurons to respond in precisely desired ways. Here we have a picture of someone, an amputee specifically on the left arm, trying to move this prosthetic arm with simply the push, or should I say instead, the power of a thought. You see, this is something that's very advanced. For many of these amputees, they basically just had a prosthetic limb that had no mobility. And here on the right side, we can see them, what appears to be practicing the sensation of flexing the hand. And with the aid of these chips that I am referring to, these neuroscientists have now given the patients the possibility to regain touch, that sense of touch, something we all take for granted. Here are the code of ethics, the standards that I will be using. 1.1 Contribute to society and to human well-being, acknowledging that all people are stakeholders in computing. Computing professionals should consider whether the results of their efforts will respect diversity, will be used in socially responsible ways, will meet social needs, and will be broadly accessible. They are encouraged to actively contribute to society by engaging in pro bono or volunteer work that benefits the public good. 2.5 give comprehensive and thorough evaluations of computer systems and their impacts, including analysis of possible risk. Computing professionals are in a position of trust and therefore have a special responsibility to provide objective and credible evaluations and testimony to employers, employees, clients, users, and the public. The test that I will be doing for its ethical side is that it brings the patients back to a sense of normality. Amputees can experience a synthesized sensation of touch and texture indistinguishable from a tactile event. For someone who hasn't felt anything since amputation, this can be a very joyous moment. Based on 2.1, humans have a social need for a sense of touch, which is something we all take for granted. If it wasn't for the implanted chip, the patient would not have the capacity to feel. The neuroscientist's actions are ethical under ACM 1.1. Another ethical aspect of this technology that the neuroscientists have created that makes it ethical is the fact that it gives the patients better mobility, thus giving them an easier life. Maneuvering as an amputee has its own set of challenges that are quite demanding. By implementation of a chip and some software thanks to neuroscientists, patients who were handicapped are no longer stuck with that label and can regain their mobility. This technology has enhanced the quality of life for those struggling to move around. Under Rule 1.1 of the ACM, the happiness and ease of life that the handicapped person gains is a social good. The actions of the neuroscientists are ethical. The test for the unethical aspect of this technology would be that these precisely delivered digital signals to the brain can perhaps cause more damage or result in an unwanted reaction. This is a violation of the Rule 2.5 because future risks cannot be reliably predicted, yet this system has already been deployed into the mainstream world. A more in-depth analysis of possible risks should have been reported to appropriate parties before the launch of this system. Upon doing my research of this technology, it was very hard to come across possible risk to the brain or to patients. It's something that I feel as if could have been studied in depth a bit more, done more case studies, and could have brought more awareness to the negative aspect of this technology. In conclusion, I believe that the restoration of motor and sensory function are ethical aspects of this technology. While the system is lacking analysis of possible risk and cannot reliably predict future risks, the benefits to this type of system outweigh the cost to society. In my eyes, this system should not be readily available just yet to the public because of the potential risk and the possibility of losing touch with reality. Thank you for your time.